Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic, the channel for crypto newbies. And today I'm going to show you how to use AI to help you to find great cryptos and to assess them, to really properly assess them. So that when people are saying do your own research, you'll know exactly what that means and exactly how to do it. So today we're going to have a bit of a deep dive into the world of crypto. And I'm also going to talk about the coin behind me and what it is and how I found it and how AI has recommended that I look into it. So I will be sharing this with you. And before we go any further, I'm not invested in SUPRA. I have no skin in this game. I am not shelling it, and this is not investment advice. So with that in mind, my friend, let us go on a little journey. So the first thing I did was go onto Perplexity AI, which I think is a phenomenal resource. And I asked, which aspects of cryptocurrencies need to be measured to assess how over or undervalued they are? So here we go. The market cap. Now, I talk about this a lot, so we don't really need to cover that. Valuation ratios. So you've got price to earnings, price to book, and price to sales. Tokenomics. I talk a lot about this. Okay, utility and use case. So again, I talk about this quite a lot. What gap in the market does it fill, and what's the competition like? On-chain metrics, things like transaction volumes, active addresses, and network fees. So we've talked about revenue generation as well. Developer activity. Now, this is a big one that I don't normally cover, but the more developers involved in a project, the more likely it is to succeed. And this is something to look into. And this is advanced stage research. Community report and sentiment. This is also something that I talk about quite a lot. How big is the community and how big are the followings of the social media influencers that are talking about this stuff? And you can go on things like Grok and ask for sentiment analysis because X is the main platform where crypto is shilled, is shilled or promoted. Let's call it what you want. Relative valuation. So you can compare the project's market cap and adoption direct to direct competitors, e.g. Solana versus Ethereum. Market sizing approaches, estimate upside, projecting market share capture. Technical indicators, the relative strength index and the MACD moving averages. So, and of course, institutional flows and correlations. So you can track the inflows and the outflows from the institutional products like trusts and ETPs. So, and here we have a summary. A comprehensive valuation combines these metrics to form a holistic view. Overvaluation often shows when high valuation ratios, weak utility, low developer activity, and excessive hype. Now, hype is a big thing in crypto that you need to be aware of. An undervaluation may be indicated by strong fundamentals, growing adoption, and low relative valuation compared to peers. So this question, I'm just going to tell you off the bat, even when I typed it in, I knew realistically that no AI engine is going to be able to properly do this. And I was just chancing my arm. I said, so please measure the top 1,000 cryptos against these metrics and rate them out of 100. Please list the top 20. Now, most of this list was pretty much what I expected, because of course, Bitcoin is king of the hill. It's king of the hill, 97. And the number two market cap crypto is Ethereum, that's 95. And Solana is the up and coming one where a lot of people are using. So you would expect these three to be high. These are all top tier cryptos, and so are all of these. All of these are in the top 50 cryptos, probably top 20 for these ones. But they're certainly in the top 50, all of them, except for the one we get down to here. Now, this one somehow has managed to jump its way in, and that's why I'm talking about it today, because this is the only one of the top 20 that's outside of the top 50. And it's not just outside the top 50. When you see it, you see it's number 501. So for some reason, this seemed like an anomalous entry. It didn't really make a lot of sense as to how this made it so high up. It was crazy. So I said, please list the individual ratings and investment case for SUPRA. So very strong team. Team was the highest, and it's got high ratings all down with an overall 80. And it lists here uh, what the case is. So I'll just give you the project overview for now, because we're going to dive a little bit deeper later on. SUPRA is an innovative blockchain project focused on cross-chain solutions and data services, aiming to bridge multiple blockchains to facilitate seamless DeFi interactions. Its technology is designed to enable secure, fast, and reliable data transfer across diverse blockchain networks, making it a valuable infrastructure play for the evolving DeFi ecosystem. Now, if you're new to crypto, that could probably sound like gobbledygook. So I'm not going to read any more of this case. I'm going to go to here and I'm going to show you something very interesting that I recommend everyone does. Please explain super crypto to a child, including the current investment case. Now, this is a great exercise in getting AI to simplify the very complicated gobbledygook language that most cryptos come in with. So let's break it down from a child's perspective. Imagine the internet is like a huge Lego city. Each building, like a school, hospital, or store, is a different blockchain, like Ethereum, Solana, or Bitcoin. These buildings are amazing and they don't always talk to each other very well. Supra is like a super fast Lego train that zooms around the city and delivers important messages and packages between all the buildings. It makes sure that everybody can work together quickly and safely. The train doesn't just go fast, it also keeps everyone honest. It checks that no one is cheating and that every delivery is real. These are called oracles and cross-chain communication in adult language. So why are people investing in Supra? It's got real usefulness, it's got high-speed tech, a strong team, great early stage opportunity, and it's backed by big names. And in summary, it says, but be careful. Even though Supra sounds exciting, it's still early and not guaranteed to succeed. Just like some toys break or don't get popular, not all crypto projects make it. Investing in something like Supra is like planting a seed and hoping it becomes a tree, but it might not. And for a kid, Supra is like a magic train that helps different parts of the crypto world work together. Grown-ups are investing in it because it can become really important, but it's still new and a bit risky, like betting on a superhero before it becomes a movie. Now, it dawned on me when I read through this, it was very similar sounding to Pith that I reviewed just yesterday. So I said, how does it compare to Pith? Now, effectively, without reading you everything, they're very similar, but not quite the same. They solve different problems within this infrastructure, but on paper, they are competitors. So let's just go down to here. It says, which is better? And it says it depends on what you care about, because Pith is better for DeFi, that's decentralized finance pricing, like trading apps, and is already being used on Solana, Ethereum, and others. It's live and proven. Supra is aiming to be faster, more secure, and cross-chain from day one. It's still newer, but could be still more versatile and scalable long term. But it's not currently active, is what I read into this. So let's have a look. Investment case comparison. Upside potential on Supra, it's high. It's very early stage. Pith, medium high. It's more adoptive and less speculative. So infrastructure is still being built on Supra, whereas Pith is already integrated into many decentralized finance protocols. Hype and buzz is growing on Supra. It's high in Solana and DeFi circles on Pith. And Supra is higher risk, whereas Pith is lower risk, but it's still risky. So the simple summary for kids, if Pith is like a really fast news reporter giving you stock prices from Wall Street, then Supra is like a super fast robot postman who not only brings news, but also connects all cities together. There you go. So now we move on to here. And what we see is that Supra started trading last year in November at 1 cent, at 0.013 cents. So there you go. And what we see is that it's way down. It's way down from what it's 1.013 cents. So it's down from what it started trading at, which means that the price has been suppressed. We look here at the tokenomics. Now, the tokenomics are terrible on this project. There's only 13% or almost 14% of the circulating supply, which means that somebody is holding a massive bag of these that could potentially dump on the market. Now, this is sort of offset by the fact that its price is so suppressed at the moment. So it's not such a problem right now, especially with an entry point in the here and now. So when we look down here, we also see that it's not listed on Binance or Coinbase, the two big exchanges. So there's big potential if it were to get listed on them that the price would pump. So that's something to bear in mind. So, and this just covers what we've already talked about. So the next thing, we go and SUPRA scan the Explorer to see what's going on here. And what we see here is that the active accounts are going up. This is a positive sign. It's a very positive sign. Total transactions, set over 70 million total transactions. So it has been operating and it is live. What we see here is the market cap has gone down in the last 7 days. So that's something to bear in mind. It's either a buy-in opportunity. It could well be a token unlock that we've missed there. So that's what it tells us, that the total value locked has gone down. We go on their X account. And here we see, for a low cap project, a lot of followers. Now that's good. In fact, that's so good, it makes me think, I wonder how many of these might be bots. So I'm taking that with a pinch of salt, because you never really know. So we see a pinned post from last year there, but we also see a tweet from 1 hour ago. And they've obviously got someone from SUPRA at a conference. Now, I do like it when they show people from the team talking about it. And 94 interactions in the last hour. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Active 10 hours ago. It's active 22 hours ago. Yes, this is an active account. Now, here we have, look, we have the CEO talking. Now, I like this kind of stuff. Now, because I'm not invested in this, I haven't watched this interview, but this is exactly the sort of thing I would be looking at if I was doing deeper level research. And the fact that this is here is a very positive sign. It's very positive. When the CEO is prepared to put their face to video, that tells me that that it's a step in the right direction, because there's a lot of teams in Web3 and crypto that hide, and that gets me suspicious. Go to the website. Now, as I suspected with this, when we look at this, build the future of crypto with AutoFi. The first fully on-chain automation is here, unlocking new automatic DeFi playground for you, further enabled by our virtual stack. Now, this means nothing to a newcomer to the market, which is why I do the simplification on ChatGPT. So the website doesn't, for a newcomer, it can be very, very confusing, but we know what they do. We know what they're looking to do. And finally, we go on DeFi Llama. And what we see here, we've got a total value locked, and we've also got the volume. And we see lately that the volume has gone reasonable. There's reasonable volume going into this. But that is a reasonable sort of volume that's happening here. So 6.53 US dollars token volume. And that is just today alone. So this is decent volume. And there we go. Yesterday, we had $10.78 million in volume. So it looks like there's something going on there. So is this a token I would recommend? Well, I would say do your own research, make up your own mind, but it certainly looks interesting. The tokenomics aren't great, but it is very early stage. And have you found something big? Well, we don't really know, because it hasn't gone live yet and it hasn't really proved itself. But for some reason, this made the top 20 on the Perplexity AI. And these are the sort of things that we can look for. And these are the sort of projects you won't find many people talking about, because they're untrendy at the moment and they're not pumping. This is just really to show you how to look at stuff before it pumps, because everyone and their dog is going to be talking about cryptos as their price skyrockets upwards. they love to jump on that bandwagon, my friends. So this is really just to bring this to your attention. And if you want more of these updates and you'd like to get some of these insights and catch these projects before they're massively pumped, then I suggest you subscribe to the channel. And if you want another one of my videos, you will find it just there.